Yes, welcome to the K Dot Kente Show. Welcome to the K Dot Kente Show. And I'm here with another special guest that I have for this episode. She's a comedian. I'm talking about she been killing the scene. I mean, traveling out of town, performing in town. I mean, she's a funny sister, beautiful sister. Right now, Miss Apple Brown Betty. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm blessed and highly favored. I pray you are as well.
Yes, I am, and I just want to tell you I appreciate you. You know your time because I know you is a busy woman. You know, and the things you got going on. You a very funny sister too. Like and I actually caught some of your clips, man. As far as with you doing jokes, standing up, your humor is just natural with it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's just my opinion as far as for me seeing you and different things. Let the people know, like when you start doing comedy, let the people know about you a little bit.
Well, so I didn't start doing stand up until the pandemic. So I'm a pandemic comedian, and it happened kind of because that's the thing. Like in the comedy,
Because you was in the crib, we was in the crib. Yeah, we had the
yeah.
laugh, so you got your jokes on. You
Well,
was in your pen and your pad.
I think we all kind of took on different identities during the pandemic, but
Yeah,
mine was kind of born out of necessity. So like I've always been on stage. I've always been. I started off on public access, much like you. You know, I had a show on public access from the time I was 12 years old. Um,
yeah.
when
Hold
I
on.
was
Let's speak up. Let's bring that back though, because you've been doing your thing for a long time since you was 12, and I mean even to be on the public access station. Speak on that. Speak on that experience. What you was just saying about that.
Oh wow. So I went to Benford Model Middle School, and we talked a little bit behind the scenes about me being from Richmond. So I'm from
Yeah.
Richmond, it's home. But I actually moved to Richmond when I was about 4 or 5 years old. And my
Mm,
very first friend that I met here was this white girl named Noelle. And she and I were friends in elementary school, and then we lost touch. You know, my family moved around a lot, and then we ended up running into each other at Benford, and we became friends again. Her dad, Alan Shinsius, had a show on public access called If I Had a Hammer. And he would always talk about like social issues, political issues. He's one of these. He remind me of is it John Brown? He remind me of John Brown, the old abolitionist white man from back in the
yeah,
day.
yeah. To help free the
He's
slave,
fighting.
help with the slaves, free the slaves. Yeah.
Right, right. He even looks like him, like physically looks like him. But he had a show and he gave us a segment on his show, and we called it Speak Your Mind. So we talked about like kids issues. We're talking about like how the school lunch was trash and stuff like that, you know.
Oh
So
yeah.
so we started out with a show about activism and community activism, and over the years we did that for several years, and I just never stopped. Like Noel ended up doing some other things, but I never stopped. So I stayed on there until I was about maybe 22, 23. By the time I became a mom, I'd had children. The police was running down on me. So it was a lot, like real talk, real talk. One time, one of the last shows I did, I was talking about, I remember what that show was about, but I mentioned, tune in next week. We're talking about police brutality, how to conduct yourself during a traffic stop, XYZ. And I got
Yeah.
home, and Ryco police was at my house when I got home. So,
Wow.
yeah. So it was, they
Whoa.
used to watch me,
Yeah.
Shorty
Yeah.
got an FBI file, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah. So
that's
like far as what made you start wanting to do comedy though? Like far as with this like stand up.
so probably 2019 or so, 2020, about 2018, I started a podcast. I had a podcast called The Drunk Auntie Show. It was on Legacy Internet Radio. It was a lot of fun. It was wild. We was all over the place just doing wild stuff, saying wild stuff. And another guy, comedian Mike J, had a show on the same station. And he kept saying, yo, you so funny. You got to try stand up. And I was like, no, that's not really for me. That's a different muscle. I respect the craft. That's not for me. And I would
Yeah.
always say, I'm just cookout funny. Like I'm conversationally funny, right? And so one day, fast forward, a whole bunch of stuff happened. I had left my job, went into business for myself. COVID happened. COVID killed my business. Then I had some health issues, and that really killed my business. And
Mm.
one day, Mike J called me and said, hey, I want to put you in a show. I give you $50 for 10 minutes. And I needed all 50 of those ones. And so I put together something. I went and did the show. And when I
Man.
found out I could make money doing it, That's how I got into it. And
Yes.
don't tell no comedians I said that, because that's like super blasphemous to say. It's not supposed to be a hustle. But for me, it did start off as a hustle.
Man, because a lot of lot of people start to try to do comedy. You don't get paid at all, and ain't no getting paid.
Yeah, that's why I can't tell that story. Certain, don't nobody want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear I got paid out the gate. You know what I mean? But I've been blessed, and that's how I know it's gonna
Yeah.
be
I
doing.
mean, you've been doing so good though too. We gotta talk about Bob. What is it, Bob? Sumner, right?
Bob Sumner, yes, sir.
Man, I don't know. Do people know who that is? That's the one. Was he responsible for Def Comedy Jam and different things?
Yes, he's a legendary comedy producer who was one of the producers of Def Comedy Jam. So pretty much any black comedian that you know of in the movies, Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, the Tories, Dave Chappelle, all of them.
All of them. Cat Williams, everybody. Yes.
All of
Yep.
them.
And you know, he actually, I wish I had that clip where I seen him on YouTube. He was on a radio show, and I think it was with Tony Rock, some other couple of other people, and he actually gave you a shout out on the joint.
If you go to my Instagram, Apple Brown Betty, I have that clip.
Yeah.
It's Tony Rock has a podcast. I think it's called The Green Room, I believe.
Yeah.
So a lot of people want to talk to him. He's that dude in the industry. He's that dude in comedy. So a lot of people like to, including me. I just love to soak up the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause see, I'm trying to watch my language. I haven't done a podcast in a long time. But
oh no, you come on now. You go ahead, be free, be yourself. You know how you do.
I like to explain it, like the difference between being a bad bitch and a bad motherfucker.
Please explain it.
It's male influence is what it really comes to. Because anybody can be, any woman can be a bad bitch. That's what you look like. That's your aesthetic. It's your accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a RN. I'm a traveling nurse. I'm a CEO.
Okay.
Whatever you. But when you a bad motherfucker, that's in your blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad raised me to be a bad motherfucker. Like, my ex-husband, all the men I've been attached to now, like being under Mr. Sumner's wing, that male influence just makes you more well-rounded in a way that my presence commands respect in any room I go in, and that's the difference.
Yeah, and I mean, that's like I said, that's big. And I mean, how long you been doing comedy too? For right now,
like I'm still a baby in the game. Like I've been doing comedy 4 years. Like I don't even like to tell people that, because it's like, you know, it can inspire the wrong kind of reaction sometimes, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, but the thing is though too, you just was around the right people. I feel like around the right people, the right situations. You're a funny sister. And the thing is, like, let's speak on this traveling thing too, because I'm from Richmond, you from Richmond, we live here. And the thing is, the most important thing that people need to really understand is, yeah, you can live here, but you got to travel. You got to get the hell up out of here. You have to travel. I want you to speak on that, sis.
Well, people are different. Like, so a lot of oh, this is gonna sound so bad. I hope no comedians ever see this. So a lot of what comedy entails, a lot of what comedy requires is counterintuitive to who I am as a person. Like, I'm a homebody. I love being at home. So like my financial advisor a few years ago was talking about, you know, investing more aggressively. And he was like, you know, you don't want a front porch retirement. I was like, oh, what you mean? He said, oh, well, you know, front porch retirement is, you know, your bills are paid, you know, you got food in the refrigerator, but you can't really afford to go. Like, that sounds amazing. Have you seen my front porch? I love my front porch, you know. So I'm not a big night person. I'm not a person who likes to be on the, you know, on the go like that. But it's part of the game. And I have to, it's a blessing to be able to do that, because that's what allows me to use my gifts. Like, I'm funny, but I want to use my gifts really to uplift people. So like, if you ever see my show, you're going to leave feeling better about yourself, about your situation, you know, and that's what God sent me here to do. So God couldn't just send me here to do it in Richmond. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go to where everybody at. And, you know, the same way a preacher goes out or a prophet goes out, you know, like I fancy myself.
But you know what? That's what I like about you, though. I like that you live here and from here, but you not conform to here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not stuck on like, yeah, I'm the baddest sister, the top female comedian in Richmond or what. You know, I'm talking about this, that mindset. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's something, I mean, talking about, you know, living in Richmond, motherfuckers, everybody got to be the first at everything. Oh, yeah, because I'm number one. I'm number one. She number one. Everybody got to have that type of mindset. And like I said, even when I started following you and seeing you, I was like, damn, this is the funny, powerful. I said, she ain't even like that. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I want to point out, I always like to point out, is what I'm learning is that's not specific to Richmond. You know, that's human nature. Period. Yeah. So like whatever city you in, everybody in that city feel the same way about that city. They say my city don't support me. They'll say, you know, it's crabs in a barrel, or you know, what have you. But those are like societal ills that stem from people's mindset, you know what I'm saying, their own psyche. So that's the case everywhere, you know what I'm saying. But you are exactly right. Like I tell people, if you feel like your city don't support you, why you still begging your city for support?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
And so it's open mics everywhere. We got the internet. You know, back in our day, you had to get in your car and drive to New York. You had to get in your car and drive to Atlanta and hope somebody pay $7 for a CD. You know what I'm saying? We have so many resources at our disposal now. You know, the world is just open to us. So, you know, you got to take advantage of that. Yeah.
I just, you know, I just noticed as far as what I've been doing for a long time, and this seeing and coming up and seeing, I said, dang, why some of us is just conform to worrying about what Richmond is, where we from. It's supposed, the goal is to attack the world. The goal is you want your craft to be worldwide. That's the goal. You know, the goal ain't just to stop at your hometown and be like, yeah, I just done finished. I dominated my hometown. I'm going to sell out right there. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to sell out in your hometown.
It's just not the way it works, because that's also human nature. You know, we reject the familiar. We shun the familiar. You know what I'm saying? So, and Richmond is also in a beautiful place, like as far as the locale, like we 4 hours from Charlotte, 2 hours from, you know, 6 hours from New York. You know, it's nothing to just, you know, the time you spend, you know, talking about that, you can just do something different. You know what I mean? So if you feel like you're not popping in your city, just go to another city, because you new there. You know, you exotic there. You know what I'm saying? You sound different. You know, just go try something else. That's how I got on. You know.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the what rooms do you got now, and any shows you got coming up? Speak on that.
Oh my gosh, I need my calendar. I have a show here in town on Wednesday at the Ardent Barrel Room. And again, if you go to my Instagram, my bio has a link to my link tree, and I do my best to keep my calendar updated. This summer was so crazy that I kind of slowed down on the bookings because I had so much other stuff going on production wise. So this Wednesday, I have a show. And then the end of the month on the 26th, I'm at the DC Improv. And then the 27th to the 29th, I'm going to be in DC still for the because they're a funny festival. Like, I'm not performing at that festival. It's me. I'm going to be there with my management team. We're going to be networking, going to some workshops, things like that. It's a super dope opportunity. One of my closest friends in comedy, Anthony Oakes, you probably see him on my page too. He's doing a panel there, so I'm really excited for that. And then I got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm about to go back into production at the foundation. So locally, that's where you can see me. Everybody, if you're from Richmond, you in Richmond, you want to see me do comedy, you want to soak up some of the atmosphere, be on the scene. The foundation is, it used to be a club. It was a club on 4th and Grace. It was a bank way back in the day, but now it's the foundation. It was the Sandman Comedy Club prior to this. And so we do a third Thursday comedy show there that's going to pick back up in November. We're on a little hiatus right now. Just a lot of different stuff. But again, follow me on Instagram. You can keep up with me. I like to do promo videos, make them fun, make them interactive. And I would love to see y'all at a show. Or just see you in general. You know, just holler at me. You know, my social media is, if you don't know I'm a comedian, you probably couldn't tell from my social media, because I don't post a lot of like comedy clips and stuff like that. You got to pay. I don't get a dope away. You got to come pay me for that. Yeah. But I like to do a lot of inspirational stuff, and, you know, funny content and stuff. So yeah, check me out on social media, and you can keep up with me that way.
All right, now, far as with doing stand up, right now, I feel like this. Like, now, every comedian once in a while, once in a blue moon, I feel like every comedian bomb at once in a blue moon, or some. I heard some me said, "No, I ain't never bomb. I ain't never get up there or whatever." What you gotta, saying what you gotta say about that?
It builds character. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. I've well, granted, the personality type that it takes to do comedy, we're all very hard on ourselves. Like, I've had maybe 2-3 shows my whole career where I felt like, yo, I killed this shit. You know what I'm saying? Other people might say I killed it, but I'm always nitpicking and what I could have done better. I could have tried this, but this transition wasn't as smooth as I like, whatever. Because I'm a hypercritical person of my own craft. But I can't say that I've ever bombed. I've never just like legit outright bombed. Now I've had experiences where and crowds are different. You never want to blame the crowd because that's weak. You should be able to make anybody laugh.
Yeah.
But certain things come into play. I've definitely been in rooms where the crowd was less than appreciative of all the comedians on stage. When people God bless the producers that are able to put on free shows. If you got a good deal set up with the venue and you're not charging for tickets, but if people don't pay, that again is human nature. People don't value things they don't pay for. So if you just walk in off the street, it's a free show. And then we live in the internet generation. People think they're supposed to talk to you on the stage and stuff.
Oh yeah, so,
yeah. Like this ain't that. I got jokes. I got it.
Yeah.
It's definitely been nice that we're less than ideal, but I don't think I've ever outright bombed. But yeah. We all have those nights. It's so crazy because some nights you can do a show one night and you feel like, yeah, I'm ready for Netflix. And then the next night it's like, should I get my CDL? You know what I'm saying? It'd be like
that. Yeah. I mean, but like I say, like you said, it takes courage though to do that though, to do what you're doing. As far as with trying to make people laugh, especially in a time where we in a really sensitive time too. To even some of the things to even talk about the joke on is very sensitive. How do you deal with that? As far as living in this this touchy time we in right now,
Well, first of all, you got to be true to yourself and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because funny is subjective. You might laugh at something I don't think is funny and vice versa. So you gotta be who you are on stage and tell your jokes on stage. I do believe that that just because the kind of person I am and the kind of heart I have, I never seek out to like hurt anybody's feelings. Like I don't like to, like some comedians get up there and you talk shit about people in the audience. Like, I'm funny. I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get these jokes off that I wrote and that I know are funny. And so if I'm I make fun of everybody equally. You know what I mean? Like when I'm talking about groups of people. So if I'm doing political humor, the Democrats and the Republicans are equally full of shit to me. So I'm going to talk about everybody. All the religions are equally, so I don't ever pick on one subset of people. And I think it's helpful to make fun of yourself first. That puts the crowd at ease, which is different from self-deprecation. Like I don't do self-deprecation. Like, I'm fat, I can't get a date. Kind of, I'm not going to put myself down. Yeah. But I do make fun of myself and make light of myself and the groups of people that I'm a part of. You know what I mean? So that makes it okay to make fun of other groups of people.
Yeah. So do you see yourself in some movies in the near future and stuff like that?
I've been in a couple movies.
Oh shit. What couple of movies you been in? Shit.
I've done a couple like straight to YouTube movies like back in the day for my homeboy. I don't know if you know DI. I don't know what he calls
it. Of course I know. Yeah. Shout out to DI, definitely.
So he had me play he had me play like the successful hood mom who moved out of the hood, because that's a stretch, right?
Yeah.
So I did that, and but more recently I've been working with Cinnamon Brown Entertainment, which is like a legit production company. Okay. They had a movie premiere back in June. I was in. It's called Toxic. It's actually a really good movie. Like I've learned so much just in that, and I got called in at the last minute for that. Like,
what can we go and check that out at? What that's at?
Ooh, it's on Tubi, and I believe it's on Amazon Prime, and it's
Okay.
called Toxic. It stars Joy Brewer and I'm gonna mess up the brother name, but good Muslim brother Salim. His last name escapes me, but it's a really good movie. Shout out to Chris St. John, another comedian, bro. He called me. He's like, "Hey, we shooting this movie today. I got this part. You perfect for it." I'm like, "If I'm perfect for it, why you calling me the day of?" You know what I'm saying? Like, but I went and I played the police, which was crazy. Like I told my mom, and she laughed for 5 minutes straight because we won't do that. But
Yeah.
it was a great experience, and I'm actually starring in another movie with him. Actually, I shoot my scene on Tuesday next week. The movie called it's a TV show actually, Sundays After Church. But to be honest, I more so see myself behind the scenes working on movies. I'm a writer.
That's what I'm about to say. Yeah, I see you like far as being a writer for a lot of people.
Yeah, because it's well, I wouldn't write comedy for other people because it doesn't sound like me. But like movies and things like that, I've always, I have again, go to my link tree on my Instagram. I've produced a couple of documentaries. It's a link that's on my link tree. But like the movies, like being an actor, it is very time consuming. And I don't know that I would want to commit to that. Like, movies take months to make, 16-hour days. And
so since you're a writer, have you wrote any books or anything?
Not so I'm working actually. So like, when you're a creative, you create stuff. And art is never finished, it's just abandoned. So I have 2 books that I'm working on that I kind of go back and forth with that. Like I might wake up one day and boom, because I also do music. So like a verse, a 16 might jump in my head and I gotta get it down.
Oh, so you rhyme and stuff too. You do that too.
I do that. Yeah.
Oh, you laid some tracks. You laid some tracks down in the studio before.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, you everything.
Again, I hate to keep saying go to my Instagram, but if you go to my Instagram, you know how you pin posts. So one of my pinned posts is a recap of me doing the ABFF, the American Black Film Festival. We performed there in Miami this summer. But the song you hear, that's me rapping along to it. So if you want to check out my music, but if you go to my Instagram, you hit that link in my bio, it goes to my link tree. It also will take you to my music too. Just a couple of things. I did music is more my passion project because by nature I'm a real humble, unassuming person. But rapping is the time, that it's nothing humble about that. That's my safe space to be a little, to pop my shit a little bit. So that's what I do. I did a passion project.
Was you into the battle rapping and stuff like that? Was you into doing that too?
Nah, babe, I got a record. I've been stole off on somebody. You're not gonna be talking crazy. I mean, that's not what I'm about either. Like, rap at its inception, even the beefs and the battles, they were grounded in mutual respect and love for the community. Like, I'm not into that whole you French fry body built bitch. I'm not into that. I'm not into that at all. Like I don't like anything mean. I'm not into that.
Yes, definitely. Dang, I'm so glad. I mean, I done learned some things though. Like I said about you, I didn't know you was on the public access station since you was 12 years old. That's the first thing. Second thing, I ain't know you had a couple of movies you've been in out there like that. So you already been out here like that too much. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
killing the airwaves.
But that go back to what I was just saying. Like, so Apple Brown Betty is my stage persona. Like, and I actually became Apple Brown Betty before I was doing stand-up. I started off producing and promoting events and doing the podcast, and I was Apple Brown Betty then. But like my real self, like my government name and stuff, I be in the cut. You know what I mean? So I'm still working on, but like my real personality doesn't serve me as an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I've always been a person that's like, I'd rather somebody else tell you I'm dope. You know what I'm saying? Than for me walking around saying I'm dope. But now I'm in an arena where I kind of got to let people know I'm dope, because that's what comes with the territory. So, but that just comes for me. I just approach it by doing the work. You know what I'm saying? So like sitting down with you today and you like, yeah, no, oh yeah, by the way, boom, 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 I do act, boom, 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 boom. I'd rather it happen like that than for me to walk around, beating my chest about what I can do.
No, I can tell, you know what I'm saying? I can tell you have a humble spirit about yourself, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just tell you a real person, though, man. You know, you can feel, how you can feel some people energy and can tell, you know what I mean? They real. Sometimes you can feel a facade, how they faking too, though, too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's and and I wanna caution anybody listening against, sometimes we need facades. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned earlier about being confident. Most of us aren't confident, people who do comedy. Like the personality type that does comedy, the hardest part about being a comedian is after the show when people want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Because most of us would rather just get in the car and, not do that part, because most of us are actually very introverted. And that's why we're good at comedy, because that's how we get our feelings out. That's how we communicate. But I've learned, so my favorite TV show is RuPaul's Drag Race. Like RuPaul is one of my favorite people, like iconic to me. And I've learned a lot, even way before I got into entertainment at this level. I learned a lot about the entertainment industry from watching that show. And one thing she always said was, your vulnerability is how people fall in love with you. So like, that's part of the reason I take the approach I do on social media. Like people be like, oh girl, you tell all your business. I don't tell none of my business. You don't even know my name. I don't talk about what side of town I live on. Ain't no pictures of my kids up there. But I've cultivated my truth in a way that everybody feel like we close, because that's how I want you to feel.
Yeah,
that is the real. I can protect my real self, but still offer up some vulnerability, because a lot of times that's what sets you apart from people, because we be so busy trying to wall off and protect and everything, and it's just like, baby, anything I don't want nobody to know, it's going with me to the grave. So you can scroll through my Instagram all day. And
now, would you say that though, living in the internet age that we live in right now, that people really don't want to know your accomplishments? They want to know your business. How you feel about that? I mean, people want to, they want to see, all right, yeah, they happy, they clap for you, okay, whatever, but they want to see, well, what she live at? Who she mess with? Oh, how much money she getting? Oh, what? You see what I'm saying? Like,
I do.
Do you think the internet age like that though?
Some people aren't a monolith. The internet, first of all, what come up on your algorithm, you did that.
Yeah.
It's what you watch, that, you know what I'm saying? But I have learned that I can be a little green, a little naive sometimes, because I don't pay attention to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm busy doing, I have several to-do lists. I'm busy doing what I gotta do. And so I take for granted that, because I don't give a fuck what you got going on. You shouldn't give a fuck what I got going on, but it's not like that.
Yeah.
All it takes is for me to say something halfway inflammatory, and somebody jump in the comments. It's like, we friends. How long we've been Facebook friends? Because now here you are in my comments to be combative. You know what I'm saying? So but I just try to be careful of the type of energy that I court. I do try to be mindful of, protecting my family's privacy and stuff like that. And people are entitled to their opinions. You know what I'm saying? So, but people,
that's just like give you opinion, give you an example. Like far as even with like what's going on in a couple of months, the election, everybody like you was talking about earlier. Somebody might put out there, yeah, I'm voting for Kamala. Then somebody might put out there, no, I'm voting for Trump. Then everybody get mad. Somebody jump on there, oh, you voting for Trump? You voting for him? Like, so that whole thing. That's why I was talking about how people would just jump on your shit.
Oh yeah,
if that's who you doing, that's who you doing. How can you get mad at that person though?
I think that's always an opportunity. I always look for 2 opportunities, 3. I'm always looking for an opportunity to help, which I'm trying to work on, because I'm also learning to let grown people be grown. I'm always looking for an opportunity to empathize with people. So if you woke up this morning and you decide to be a raging bitch at 7:37 a.m., that sucks. That sucks for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna empathize with you. Whatever you got going on in your life or don't got going on in your life, I just thank God that I'm not that person. That's not
Yeah.
my mindset. And then the other opportunity I look for is I forgot, but yeah, ask me something else.
All right, so look, I got this thing I be doing. I call three things, right? I call them three things. Three things you like and three things you I want to say you hate. I know that's a strong word, right? But the three things I'm gonna ask you, right? The first three things is the ones three things you like about Richmond.
I love the natural beauty. We live in a beautiful
Mm,
place, and I always knew that, but traveling showed me that. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, Richmond, we have everything close to us. I can go to Luray Caverns. I can go to the beach. I can go to the mountains. I can be in a big city all within a couple hours. You know what I'm saying? So I love the natural beauty we have here, the river, Maymont Park. Everybody don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like even our
mm,
homeless. When I went to New York, when I did the Apollo a couple years ago, we stayed like right in Times Square, and like the homelessness was so perverse because there's so many people that's homeless because there's so many people, period. But like
yeah.
their homelessness is so much meaner, like how much colder it get up there. Um, the lack of here, what when people homeless, like you can go to the river and wash your hands. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? You can sit under the tree and get some shade. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Richmond, I love the natural beauty here. I love Southern hospitality. It's real big to me. You know,
Mm,
everybody don't have that either. Like I'm in a group for comedians, and I was talking about how when I go to a show, I expect a seat. I'm a lady, and people kind of jumped on me like I was being ridiculous. That's naive. You know, everybody don't know me everywhere. Yes, they looking at me like one dude called me a bumpkin. I'll be that. Go get a bumpkin bitch a chair. That's what you gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So
oh, I said that.
I gotta have it. You know what I'm saying? So like, and it's funny because when I go places, like I actually have a joke about this. You know, that Southern hospitality, like we so polite. Like you might get your ass whooped for being impolite. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna say excuse me. You know, so like that whole how you doing? You know, good morning. You know, you good? You straight? Somebody gonna get out the car and help you push. You know what I'm saying? So like
Mhm,
I
mhm.
got to have it. I got to have that.
All right, now look, three things you hate about Virginia. Virginia. Three things you hate about Virginia.
I hate Virginia Power.
All right.
Because the whole the fact when I went to Jersey, you know, I try with whenever I go to a city, I try to write an opening joke about that, you know, to do with that city.
Yeah.
I was looking up like what's the power company in I think I was in Newark, and it was like 5 different power companies, and I'm
Damn.
like, you mean y'all got a choice? Like they have to compete and like give you a good price and stuff. So the three things I hate about Virginia are Virginia Power, Dominion Virginia Power, and Vepco.
Oh.
Had to take it back. Vepco.
no. That's a nice answer right there on that. Yeah, you got me on that one though. Yeah. So I'm like I said, Apple Brown Betty. I'm glad to have you on. I appreciate you once again. For can you let people know again where you performing at and get run it down for 'em one more time.
I should have brought my other phone so I could look at my calendar while I got this up.
Go
But
ahead, go ahead, go ahead. You can go ahead if you feel like it. I mean,
no,
we
baby,
got
when I get up, I ain't sitting back down. But
you.
I have a show Wednesday, Wednesday the 18th at the Ardent Barrel Room. The best thing I can say, please go to my Instagram. Go to my Instagram, click that link in my bio. I have my shows posted there, and I'd love to see y'all at one. But if you don't remember nothing else, go to my Instagram and then check me out third Thursdays at the foundation starting the third Thursday in November. So that's where you'll be able to see me on a regular basis. Come kick it and you know we can make it a thing. I'll buy you a drink. It's gonna be water, but I'm a bag.
Now I want to ask you this though too. If you see yourself getting, you know what I'm saying, like, do you see yourself the goal is to move out of Richmond, Virginia, or do you see yourself just, you know what I'm saying, staying here? Do you want to speak on that? Do you see yourself moving or
Um, Well, it might come a time when it's necessary. It wouldn't even be it's because I want what I want to do. Like moving out of Richmond, yeah, like I'm tired of living in the city. It's getting too crowded. Like that's the real hallmark of gentrification. You know, we've always had
And
like
them taxes, like them taxes getting crushed in the city too. You know that.
taxes is
Whew,
crazy. Um,
man.
the traffic getting you know what I noticed last week, what the real hallmark of gentrification is, because like I said, we always had white neighbors and you know that's whatever, but people are doing obnoxious horn honking now. We don't do that, you know what I'm saying? So you if you hear somebody beep a horn, it's either like beep beep, I'm outside, or but the light to turn green, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and
Yeah.
pull off, or beep, you know, like you drifted into my lane. But now this whole bang, 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 you don't bring that Nova shit down here. Don't get your ass whooped because you moved to RVA and you beeping your horn at somebody from Richmond. You know what I'm saying? Like this, them two different places. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I do see myself moving out of the city, and if my career go the way that you know I'm praying it's gonna go, God bless me to keep elevating. You know, it's a security thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know, I don't need to be living right amongst folks. You know what I'm saying? But I like Virginia. I like having 4 seasons. I don't want to move nowhere colder, nowhere hotter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So I do want to stay in Virginia, but not in the city. It's getting too tight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It is. It is. I can truly agree with that. Yes, and I want to thank my sister right now, man, Apple Brown Betty. And you know, she gonna actually when I have my live show, ladies and gentlemen, when I be sitting down live, you know, so this like the little podcast of it. But when I sit down live, I'm gonna have a conversation with the sister because this is a funny sister, man. I want y'all to make sure y'all check her out there.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Man, I appreciate you too, sis. Like I said, I want to have you back on, but we're gonna be doing it live next time. Sit down in person, you know.
Just let me know. Give me a date as soon as you have it, so I can get it down on my calendar.
Okay, I definitely will because I know you booked up every month. You booked
Lord
up
willing.
every. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You be blessed.
Okay, you too.
All right. Take care.
Word. Thank you, thank you. I really enjoyed you. You know, I just want to tell you, I just